Hello, my name's Fiona Mitchell from Physiotherapy and Wellbeing for Women. I'm a women's health, pelvic health physiotherapist, and I would say that most women that come to see me don't necessarily relate the issues that they're having to the fact that they are perimenopausal or postmenopausal. So we generally find this out during the time that we're talking with each other. I always ask lots of questions about hormones and or HRT and symptoms of menopause. So my top 3 tips for pelvic health during menopause are to number 1, notice any changes. So this encompasses a lot of things. So we want to think about changes in bladder or bowel habits, whether you have lost control of your bladder. Maybe it's just when you cough and sneeze. Maybe it's when you're desperate to go for a wee. It might be that you're getting up lots of times during the night to have a wee. And notice any changes in your bowel habits as well. It might be that you have become looser, or it might be that you've become more constipated. Changes to your pelvic health when you're having sex. So it might be that you're finding that you've got issues with lubrication. It might be that sex is painful, and sex should never be painful. There is always a reason for that. And then thirdly, in this, we're thinking about changes, we're thinking about skin changes. So here we're looking out for symptoms, obviously, more serious symptoms of cancer of the vulva, but also of changes with regards to vaginal atrophy. So it might be that you've got some thinning, some tearing, some grazing, soreness around your vulva, your perineum, and even way back towards your anus as well. So notice any changes. My second top tip is to avoid constipation at all costs due to hormonal changes during perimenopause and obviously postmenopause. We can become more constipated, and this in turn leads to issues with not detoxifying, getting rid of the toxins within our body, which can then come back and have repercussions. But also, if you have a lot of stool in your rectum and in your bowel, then it is going to cause issues with abdominal pain, pelvic pain, but also it causes problems with your pelvic floor. If you are constipated, it can lead to prolapse, and it can lead to incontinence as well. And my third top tip is to exercise appropriately. So during the perimenopause and postmenopausal stages of life, it might be that the exercise that you've always done during your life isn't working the same way for you. We really need to focus on resistance work, strengthening, keeping ourselves strong as our muscle mass decreases as we age. We want to try and counterbalance the effects of that by doing strength training, body weight training, using resistance bands and hand weights. So keeping our body strong means that we put less strain through our pelvic floor. If our arms are strong and our legs are strong, then it takes the onus away from our abdominal area as well. And of course, then there's pelvic floor exercises. So most women will need to do pelvic floor exercises, and it's a good thing to carry on throughout your whole life. There are a few occasions when we would advise women not to do pelvic floor exercises and do more relaxation. And this is when you have pelvic pain. And if that's the case, then it's a really good idea to see a women's health physio. So any sort of pelvic pain symptoms, or if you've tried strengthening and actually your symptoms aren't changing, then leave the pelvic floor exercises and seek help. So there's a really great app that you can get called squeezyapp.com. and it's an NHS app that reminds you when to do your pelvic floor exercises, so how frequently to do them, and it gives you a nice little visual feedback of those as well. I hope that you found that useful. If you want any more information, then you can contact me on the details below.